take 3, action.
About to catch another fight, yeah. The apple bottom make 'em wanna bite, yeah. I just wanna have a good night. I just wanna have a good night. Hold up, if you don't know, now you know. If you broke,
Put your hands up.
Hi Roman, welcome back to Sunny Burgas.
Thank you very much.
For someone who doesn't know who you are, how would you introduce yourself?
I am Roman Apolonov. I am 32 years old, and I have been doing martial arts for basically all my life. And yeah, that perfectly describes me. I'm a father of a boy, and I have a wonderful wife at home. So that's
How
me.
did it all begin?
Martial
How
arts?
did you start? Yeah.
Fighting? Okay. As far as I remember, I have been always interested in martial arts. Maybe it's because I have been growing up with the Ninja Turtles and Jackie Chan and Jean-Claude Van Damme. And the funny thing is, my father, he's actually a football player, soccer player, yeah. And he always wanted me to play football, but for him the plan didn't work because I simply wasn't interested in the ball. And when I was 4, they saw that this guy is not going to play football because I was always having little fights in the kindergarten, and I was always looking for trouble. And then they put me into judo, and this is how it all started.
What was your childhood like?
Oh, my childhood life was really, when I remember my childhood, I only remember good things, because yeah, I remember being outside a lot from the morning till the dawn, till the evening. I lived a few years together with my grandmother and grandfather because my parents were very busy working and building a house. So we lived in an area where there were just many kids around my age.
You were a social kid.
Yeah. I would say so. Yeah, and we have been basically playing outside all day long, like building the...
I'll tell you why I'm asking about the social part, because we have spoken with a few parents already, and some of them share that their child was a little bit antisocial or wasn't easy allowing someone to get closer, and after they joined the club, they started being more social and letting more people closer to them. And this is why I'm asking if you had a similar experience.
Yes. I can maybe speak from one of my students. Yeah. He's somebody that was bullied in school. Yeah. And when he started with Jiu-Jitsu training in the club where I train, in the beginning he was very shy, and you know, when they speak very quietly and they're not even looking you in the eye, you know, and after a while you could see him
Flourishing.
flourishing, yeah. And comparing him now to 2-3 years ago, he's a completely different kid, yeah, with much more confidence, yeah, and I think also happiness, yeah. And he's coming to the training very it's basically every day, yeah, because he found his home and he found friends there, and I think this helped him a lot.
So not only Bulgarian, but all over the world, basically, martial arts or sports unite and open kids up to more people, to be more social and help them deal with some maybe issues.
Yes, in my opinion, 100%. In my opinion, I saw it many times, and yeah, I believe that martial arts is and always has been more than just going to tournaments and winning the medals. Yeah, it's much deeper than this.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Rastatt. This is the city where I live. It's southern Germany, very close to the French border, by the way. Yeah. My parents come from Russia. They came back in 1992. and this
They
is the year where I was
moved
born.
from Russia
Yes, they moved from Russia
to Germany.
to Germany. Exactly.
So basically, how long have you been living in Germany? Your whole life?
Yes, my whole
Okay.
life. Yeah.
Tell us about your first competition.
My very first competition.
How old were you?
I must have been 5. I must have been 5.
Okay, very young.
Yeah. Yes. But I honestly I don't remember my first competition, but I do remember my very first medal. Yeah.
Okay.
And this is a medal that still is hanging in my room at home.
Okay.
And I remember that I couldn't believe that I won a medal.
A gold medal?
It was a bronze medal.
A bronze,
Yeah,
okay.
a bronze medal. Yeah. This was a judo competition, by the way, because I started with judo. I think I said it before. Yeah.
You actually started with judo, and then what made you switch? We'll go back to the first competition, but let's talk about the complexity that you put into your training and your seminars, of course, and the details that you use from different martial arts. We know that you use small or larger techniques from different martial arts. When did you realize that in order to be this good, you will need to pick and choose from things that can better your technique? How did you get to the point of this realization?
I think this was a process, because if you do one thing all over again and again and again and again, you get kind of stuck. I feel like, right? And this is what happened to me in Jiu-Jitsu, yeah? Because, in order to become good, you do the repetitions, right? And you become very specific in a sport. But after a while, I think you get stuck in this circle cycle, yeah? And I started to look for different things in the off seasons, yeah? Basically, when there was no preparation for any competition, I started looking for different stuff. But because
Did you decide it on your own, or did someone push you to look for different things?
I decided on my own.
Okay.
Because I cannot even tell you the reason why, but since the passion is strong for martial arts in general, and not only for one sport, and my off-season training or off-season hobbies or entertainment, say whatever you want, was to go to boxing, to kickboxing, to taekwondo, to different kind of martial arts or combat sports, and just have fun there and try something new, have a couple new training partners. And the funny thing is that from everywhere you can take something and then maybe adjust it a little.
So we were talking about the different martial arts, but many people or some coaches might say that trying different martial arts can mess up with your technique or the basic technique of the sport that you train in. Like, for example, if you train Jiu-Jitsu and you decide to add boxing, the stance is different, the guard is different. Didn't this make your coaches or you worried in some way?
I think, that's the point. You cannot obviously take everything over, right? You need to filter it out. Yeah, what kind of things do work and will work? Maybe you have to modify a few things. Yeah, and like Bruce Lee said, like, take the things that are useful, that work for you, and leave everything out that doesn't work for you. Yeah. So if I was, for example, working on the kizame, like what would be the jab in boxing, then I wouldn't take the little jab like in boxing, like the jab to the face, for example, but maybe just use the way they cover up this movement, right? For example, like the small things that could work in Jiu-Jitsu. And what I did was, when I thought like, oh, this is a good idea, maybe I could try this out in Jiu-Jitsu. Yeah, then I tried it out in my Andori sessions, sparring sessions. Yeah, and first looked, okay, does it work? Does it not work? And how? Yeah, how can I make it work? And there were many things that didn't work, but there were also quite a few things that worked and that I could implement into my jiu-jitsu or my style or my game. Yeah, so it was a lot of trial and error also. Yeah.
Did you have a lot of support from your parents and coaches when you decided, or you showed interest in competing? Like you were training, but when you decided, no, I want to go to a competition, did you have a lot of support?
Yes, in general, I consider myself very lucky because my parents have been supporting me ever since. Yeah, ever since I was a kid. My father has been almost on every competition ever since I was 5 years old. My mom also, but she got very nervous. Yeah, she got very nervous, and as a kid I told her, Mom, when you're so nervous I cannot concentrate, I feel the pressure. And I told her that if you can't handle it, maybe you don't come. As a kid, sounds a little bit mean, right? But she respected that, and for 10 years she didn't come until my very first world championship in Paris in the adults class.
How old were you then?
19, yeah, and she came, oh, sorry, 21. My first,
Okay.
yeah, in the youth, I was 19, yeah, under 21. My first adults was 21, yeah, I was 21. And then she came up and she was like, Roman, I come to Paris. I am cool now. And I was like, okay, you sure? He was like, yes, I can handle it. And I was like, okay, let's do this.
There are people along the way that try to convince you to stop, like tell you that, oh, nothing will come out of this, you're not good enough. People that were trying to discourage you.
Luckily, no. I consider myself a very lucky guy. Like, my coaches always supported me, my friends supported me, my family supported me. I was the only guy that once almost stopped myself when I was like 18, 19. I don't know. I don't remember the age exactly, but it was after basically after I finished the under 21, yeah, when I switched into the adult class, I was like, okay, I won everything that I ever wanted to win, which was I won the Europeans 2 times and the World Championship once, and I was like, what is more to gain, right? And I was about to quit back then and start with a new I wanted to start kickboxing. But I decided to go for another championship in the adult class and see what's gonna happen. And luckily I got my ass kicked there. Yeah.
Why luckily?
Because this motivated me once again. Because
Okay.
I was able to see that there's much more to come and to learn and to become better. You know, the competition was much higher then, and then I saw that. Oof.
You know what? I can do this.
Yes, I can do this. I can become even better. And then I got a new fire started coming up again.
Okay.
A new fire started burning inside, and then and then a new chapter began actually.
Okay. So you can say that the moment you thought that you have done it all was the moment that you realized that you have done not as much as you thought.
Yes, like with the black belt, right? You think you're a master.
So basically you can say that defeat made you better.
I can only confirm this. Yeah.
What can you tell those, because you know there is a lot of hate, a lot of negativity, and this question that I asked you, we see that a lot. People come and tell you, you don't have what it takes, you should stop, you are not good enough. What can you tell people that get this negativity, this hate, and how can you motivate them to not give up? Don't give up is such a cliche.
Yeah.
You know, everyone says, yeah, just get up and go back on the horse, and it's a cliche. What is let's move a little bit. What do you think could really make a difference? Because people are getting these nowadays a little bit not that nice. Let's say.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of aggression,
Definitely.
a lot of hatred, a lot of more people that cannot do better in their own life. Try to shine brighter by turning off someone else's light.
Yeah.
What can you?
We live in this kind of society, that kind of works like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a difficult question to answer because all of us we carry all our own packages, right? Every situation is a little bit different, or maybe very different, right?
Or maybe very similar in some
Or
cases.
maybe also very similar. Yeah. For me, it's easy to talk because like I said, I consider myself very lucky. I have been always in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, okay. Born under a lucky star,
Yeah, maybe. But like you say, the cliche: if you have the fire, if you have the desire inside of yourself, to reach the goal, whatever goal it is. It doesn't even have to be a sports goal, whatever goal it is. I think everything that comes from the external shouldn't change the way you feel in the internal, in the inside. If the desire is strong enough, you will do this. I think you will go for it anyways. But as I say again, maybe I say it very, very easily because I had it easy, Yeah.
But you cannot. You sink a ship from inside, right? When the water gets inside, then the ship sinks.
Yes. Like, it's so easy to say, don't. Yeah, but if your parents talk to you negatively, it's hard to say it doesn't affect me.
Yeah.
It's hard to say it doesn't affect me.
Okay, how do you motivate the guys in your dojo? How do you motivate them when they get defeated, when they don't get the medal?
I tell them come back to training next time. Yeah, I tell them next time, yo. I always see this, there's a problem, and to every problem there's a solution, Like, this is also my way of building my whole game in jiu-jitsu, Like, there's a problem, and to every problem is a solution. If you don't like this grip, I have to find a solution. If you don't like the way he kicks me and hits me every time, I have to find a solution, And the same thing goes for everything. For every problem, there's a solution.
And if plan A doesn't work, you need to have plan B, C, D, and Z.
Exactly. We just transition to the next step.
What motivates you? What is your motivation?
When I was younger, my motivation was simply said to be the best, to chase the top of the podium. But now, with a few years later, I think my motivation is to just become the best version of myself. This is my motivation. Be
I think this is in your honor.
Yeah.
Okay, how did you decide teaching?
How I decided? Oh, this happened very, very, very naturally. Because first off, I started my own dojo, teaching the kids, and then I found passion in teaching also. I found passion in giving something back that I have learned in the time that I've spent on the mat. And yes, and then now it became so normal, Although also by the way, I also have noticed that teaching, every time I was teaching, I also got a deeper understanding of things as well at the same time. Because when you teach, you have to make yourself be conscious about what you're actually teaching, you know.
Yeah.
You break down the details, you know. And that's why I also say every time, please ask questions, because there has been also many times when people ask questions and I didn't know why I did certain things the way I did it.
Okay.
Be it instinctively, whatever, right? And then when I found out, oh, I do this because of this and this and that, I understood the meaning of the technique even deeper. Right?
Explaining it to them makes you explain it to yourself sometimes.
Always.
Okay.
After every seminar, I come back and I feel like, hey, I understand.
Okay.
I understand even more for myself.
Yeah.
It's yeah, happened every time when I come back, and yeah.
Okay, but what makes you give out the wisdom? Isn't there a fear that someone you're teaching can become better than you? And also, if, for example, someone you have been training goes out against you and you lose, is that a loss as a competitor or a win as a coach?
I have a coach. Be careful. I have a coach, my sambo coach, and he has a little different perspective to this, because he only teaches his students, and he says, be careful with what you show. Yeah, what you show. I have a different perspective to this. I always say there's no secrets, because I don't want to keep secrets, because I feel like, and now we become a little bit philosophically, but someday I will not be here anymore, and when I won't share my experience, everything will be lost. Everything that I've gained throughout the years will be lost. So I try to share as much as I can with all the knowledge and all the experience, and and I'm not afraid somebody becoming better than me. Is the opposite. It would be an honor for me if people become better from with the help of me, from maybe my experience. Maybe I could help them and they become better than me. This would be a big honor for me, and I think every teacher, every sensei, every instructor should have the same approach to this. Yes.
So at a certain point, the ego of the competitor dies down, and the pride of the trainer, the coach that has achieved this success actually prevails.
Yes. I
This was something that we were discussing the last time you were in Bulgaria. Most people that do seminars, they show the movements, they show the technique, but this little detail that really makes the difference, they just leave it to themselves.
Yeah.
And you don't. You show the movement, the detail, and the key to the technique as much as possible in order for it to really be understood and to work.
Yeah.
And this is a really big difference between you and the other people that we have seen during the day.
Yeah, because why should I waste your time? Why should I teach you something and not give you?
Everything's about money,
Yeah.
you know. These days, everything is about money, and whatever we are talking about, you know what they say. It always comes down to money.
Yeah.
And it really shows that you don't it really shows that you are really trying to teach us, not only to come and take some money.
Yeah. No.